Wow. How wonderful. What a great painting.
Well, yes. Younger, more athletic.
Oh, you
Look, they
great.
look like jeans, don't they? But
They do.
aren't.
You were ahead of the times.
No, I was
breaking
not wearing
the rules.
jeans. They look like faded jeans.
All right, Jill, let's go. You could lull yourself to sleep by counting not sheep, but Jill Thornhill's golfing conquests. What a line. That's amazing. So numerous and repetitive are they? I should really try that. I've been struggling to sleep in this heat. On the other hand, they might open your eyes with astonishment. 16 Surrey Championships, 9 home internationals, 4 Curtis Cup matches, 9 gold medals, and many, many more. The list would stretch even longer, but for 2 periods totaling 15 years, she virtually disappeared from view. Wow. What an intro and what a story, and gosh, how lucky I feel to be sitting here with you today, and that our paths crossed when they did.
Yeah, well, I was very fortunate to meet you.
Oh,
I was lovely because you were so dedicated to making yourself better and working hard, and that's an ethic that I really admire.
Oh.
And I congratulate you on the strides that you've made since your injury, but you've kept with golf, and your love of it comes through on the television.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just wonderful.
Thanks, Jill. I think that's a great example of Jill, her personality, how she's managed to turn this back to me, which is not about, this is about you, and just how, you know, I've just been wandering around here at Walton Heath for just a few moments, and you know, the love that you have here from all the members. They're so lucky to have you here.
Yeah, well, I'm very, very lucky to have played all my golf here.
I think she's I don't know anyone who hasn't got anything but good words to say about her.
Yeah.
And when you've spent as much time around the members as she has, you'd show a kink in your personality if you had it.
Yeah.
There's no kink.
And you're president of Walton Heath, and in a very special year because the AIG Women's Open is shortly coming. That must feel really exciting.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it that we are going to be seeing all these ladies, women that we see on television, and I can't wait. I mean, I'm so excited.
Nice, Jill. That's perfect.
Not far enough for any trouble.
Jill, what are some of your fondest memories around Walton Heath? I know that's a tough question.
I think, well, one of them is a few years ago I didn't manage to play to my age, and it was something that I had wanted to do for some time.
So, Jill, if you don't mind me asking, when you played to your age, what was the age?
78.
Wow, how amazing is that?
I was really thrilled because it's been something I've wanted to do.
Yeah.
And the day I did it was actually our gold medal day, and the girl I was playing with didn't know how I felt playing up the 18. I'd kept it to myself, so I was really pleased to do it. And then, of course, people say to me, well, the following year, well, it's easier because you've got extra shots now, but unfortunately the game gets more difficult.
Brilliant. Well done. Pin high. Magic. Just landed that short of the green, up the right half. Perfect little kick forward. That's how you do it. I'm taking notes still.
It is. It's an amazing amount of history, and try to preserve that history for future generations who are members of this club.
Yeah.
It's very important that they know about the history.
Yeah. Why? Why do you think it's important that they know?
Because I think even with the way golf has developed over the years and modernised, we must never forget where it came from, our roots, and those that made it possible for us to play. You just have to look in the clubhouse at some of the scores on the winners' boards have not fallen dramatically over the years, in spite of all the modern equipment and fitness and everything. And so the golf course has lasted the test of time.
It's an absolutely brilliant shot. Great shot, Jill. That's gone to 25 feet. Thank you very much.
Walton Heath seems to be very like James Gray's, for it is strong and modest, positive and forthright, yet never ostentatious. Walton Heath, by saying nothing, will give you its opinion of your golf. If you ask for an opinion, you will get one, and there will be no mincing matters. It seems to move with the long, slow, looping stride, never hurried, of its genius. It moves you along slowly and inexorably. It says, your business is to play around, not even stopping for lost balls, because you should hit it straight, nor to admire the view, for your business is to concentrate. You are to keep going. Golf is a game of flowing rhythm, of a steady resolve. It is not over till the ball is in the bottom of the hole and you have lost or won or put down your final score. That's very good.
That's very good.
Yeah.
When I was standing on that green over there, was that thing you said, when you look around, all you can see is golf course.
Yes.
You would never ever think you were so close to London.
I know, 30 miles.
It's
I know.
what a little spot of paradise.
Yes, it is. It is indeed.
Heaven on earth.
Yes.
How long's the waiting list for membership?
Quite long. But we'd let you in, maybe. We'd have you with open arms.
Oh, what a wonderful spot.
Yeah, it is lovely. Yeah, good.
Great.
In the book there, you will actually see this picture of Cecil Leach.
Right.
She had a challenge match against Harold Hilton, and it was to show women's golf, and which never really had many people watching before. So they staged 18 holes here and 18 holes at Sunningdale, and the first 18 was here, and 2,000 people came to watch.
Really?
Yeah, and this is in 1910.
Wow.
And it's just amazing, and they came by horse cart, train, walked.
Really?
And they played 18 holes, and she was down after the first 18. They had a day of rest, and then they went to Sunningdale, where they played the next leg, and she won. She beat Harold Hilton, and they played a format called half a stroke. I think I got that right, which means that they got she got 9 shots on each round, but she beat him.
Amazing.
And that, but I mean, I think that action is just wonderful.
Yeah. How does it make you feel when you see this painting and you go into the club and you see it hanging on the wall?
Oh, I couldn't really believe it. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing, and a wonderful, wonderful honour. Wonderful honour. And we were actually walking the course, and he had his camera with him, and we stopped to let some very slow players go by, and I went, hurry up. And he went, that's the one.
That's it, we've nailed it. We should really call the painting Hurry Up.
Yes.
Get a shimmy on, will you? So 40 years ago, you lifted the trophy for the British Amateur Championship. That was in 1983.
Correct.
What a wonderful achievement. How important was that milestone in your golfing career?
Well, it opened the door to everything. You know, I had played for England before that. In those days, you had to hand in a card to the LGU office, to your result card. So as I was writing it and signing it, I said to the lady, Maureen Garrett, who's a great feature in ladies golf, I said, there's other people win this championship, not me, you know, and she boxed me around the ears. And
yeah, quite right.
And I had the most incredible time because I was older. You know, I would be virtually playing seniors golf now, not quite, but
yeah.
Then.
How old were you at this time?
40.
Right. How wonderful. It gives me hope, Jill.
There's always hope. Belle Robertson inspired me to keep going.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, she's we're proud of her in Scotland, that's for sure. But here we are, the leading lady who's leading me around the golf course today, Jill Thornhill, Curtis Cup star and British champion. And there you are.
Well, that was at Muirfield. That was my first Curtis Cup match. And funnily enough, we do have 1 or 2 Walton Heath members watching, which is
Do you
lovely.
really?
Yes, yes.
They must have been so proud of you.
And I think I hold that puck.
It'd be a big celebration for a lag, wouldn't it? Golf is so good for your health, mental health, physical health, and I've done a lot of work with the RNA on investigating more about that. It surely, well, can you put into words what role golf has played in your life in terms of your health?
Well, I just love being outdoors, that's for a start, and walking. I love that. And exercise. I didn't really concentrate on any other sports. I have to say, over the last sort of 20 years, 10 years, I would have been lost without it, and I've probably just sat at home. I come out 2 or 3 times a week, play with my friends, we have a good laugh, and it makes such a difference to your day to come out and be with people. And I come out here and play on my own sometimes, and it doesn't worry me that. You know, it's lovely, it's being out and doing something. And golf is good. I used to come after a championship or a team event and just play around, play a few holes, and I just relax again. It makes you feel better. My husband was captain and I was captain in the same year. Our daughter plays. My son has been too busy with his career to play. But it has played an enormous part in my life, yes, more than I can possibly describe.
What advice do you have for people who think that golf isn't for them? Because golf can be an intimidating game and scary, and people can be really put off by it because there are a lot of rules that come with it, and it can be really, you know, it can be a really
it's
daunting game, and it can be scary because you can stand up there and totally silent from a very stationary position. You've got to hit this very tiny little ball.
Yeah.
So it can put a lot of people off. What advice do you have for people that are maybe in their 40s or their 50s and think it's too late and they've missed the apple cart and they've missed the bus, and they haven't? You know, it's great to get into golf at any stage.
It is great to golf. Golf is a difficult game, and the good players make it look so easy. John Jacobs also used to say the first 40 years are the most difficult. Do give it a go, and don't despair, because everybody goes through learning. We have a wonderful academy here, and a lot of ladies have come through and joined the club, and they are now playing in our representative matches and the team matches, and they're loving it, and that's great to see. But it is difficult, and here when you're on a difficult golf course, the questions you're asked are difficult, but it can be despairing, but persevere.
You mentioned to me earlier that you learnt golf with a Hickory club. I'm wondering what some of your earliest memories are playing golf.
Well. My first lessons were with a professional called Jimmy Wallace, who was from Scotland. This was at Purley Downs. The first, I don't know, 3 or 4 lessons, he just had one of those rubber tees on a string, and I never saw a golf ball. Oh. All I had to do was hit this rubber tee.
Right.
And I can't believe it now, that I actually stood there and just tried to hit this rubber tee. Because if you did that with a child today, they'd tell you that golf is not for them. But I suppose it sort of somehow attracted me. And yes, I can remember going round, and we, as juniors, we couldn't play it before 3 o'clock, summer and winter. So my father, who played in the morning, had to go out again in the afternoon. And I had great encouragement from them.
Yes. How did it feel as a woman being a keen golfer when you first started playing?
Well, we didn't know any different, so we just accepted it.
Right.
We accepted the fact that there was a men's bar and men played at the times at the weekend, and they took preference. And,
yeah.
So we didn't really know the difference. But it's so changed now because you have business girls and they pay the same subscriptions.
Yep.
I mean, we paid less.
Right.
A lot less.
I see.
And when I joined here, we paid a lot less and there were some restrictions. But now there are no restrictions and you can play, ladies can play at any time.
How has golf changed in the time you've been playing it from a young girl to now? What are the biggest things that you've noticed in terms of the way the game has evolved?
Well, the length that people hit it. I am always amazed when I see it on television, the men as well, the ladies playing, and they give the yardage for a hole or a shot, and they say, well, they're going to take an 8-iron now. And I think, oh my goodness, it's just risen a whole level and into high-class sport now. It was always a high-class sport, when I talk about, but it's just on approached in a different level.
Yeah, just the tiny little margins and the 1%
Yes.
all the time. But interesting that the scores, and I know the RNA have done a lot of research into this, as have many other companies within golf, and the scores actually haven't changed that much. Even on the PGA Tour,
Really?
the scores have not changed that much.
No.
And I think that says something about golf, because you can hit a 300-yard drive right out the middle of the club face, and then you can miss a 5-foot putt, and they all count the same.
Exactly.
Well, the sun's falling in the sky and it's been a real treat of a day at Walton Heath, playing the layout that the ladies will face later this summer with my old friend Jill Thornhill. One thing I know for sure, just speaking to a few members of the club here, is she is treasured, and rightly so. She's a legend of the game, and in this case the amateur game, and it's so important to spend time with people like this and really reflect on what they've achieved, and she is held up here on a pedestal for right reason at Walton Heath, and even more special that she will be the president when the AIG Women's Open comes here this August. I hope you're coming along. If you are, I'll see you there.